Hi everyone, welcome to another my video and another episode of the game called The Walking Dead Survivors. So in this video I prepared some special things for you. So this video will be complete guide with all tips and tricks of course, and everything about survivors, crew and formations, and also which I will tell you which survivor is good for what is survivor is not so good, what formations is good, what troops where to put melee fighter, where to put sharpshooters, cavalry and so on. So everything about survivors, heroes, our heroes in game, and formations I will try to in this video to completely describe you all tips and tricks from my about almost half year, over 6 months playing this great game. But before we start with video, let's hear the word from the sponsor. Gamers, before we start with video, I want to let you know about new campaign and giveaways of the Huawei AppGallery. As you can see, at the moment there is Halloween event in Huawei AppGallery store. And if you participate, you can get amazing things, prizes and discounts that you can use in games and apps. So as you see, participating in this Halloween event, you get candies for many different tasks like sharing or downloading apps and games in Huawei AppGallery store. And if you want, you can use candies to play lucky draw, so to get nice things, or you can just use candies to take discounts that you can use in games. So there is often campaigns and giveaways, and every Thursday will be giveaways where you can get up to 20 euro codes as prize of giveaway. For example, this is past giveaway, and to join and to participate in future giveaways and have a lot of fun doing them, you need to be in Huawei AppGallery Discord group. And link of that Discord group you can find in description and in pinned comment on this video. So join us in that Discord group to see and participate in future giveaways and surprises, and to have a lot of fun and to receive many benefits. And in that Discord group you can also get support and help for your purchases in game in Huawei AppGallery. And one Huawei point is worth 1 euro in game. Also you can get Huawei points from purchases. Also in Huawei AppGallery, prices in game is a lot cheaper than at others, as you can see. It's easy to join their campaign and giveaways from anywhere in the world. If you don't have Huawei device, then you just download Huawei AppGallery on any Android device in link in description of this video. And then you bind your account, log in Huawei AppGallery as Google or Facebook to transfer and continue progress if you already have account in game. Also, all these offers and campaigns works if you play game on computers in emulators. Here short video of how to download and install Huawei AppGallery, and also check description on this video for more informations. So you can download the Huawei AppGallery from the link in description of this video, and then in Huawei AppGallery you must set country region to either Italy or Netherlands or Greece. Then go to the promotion and click on Walking Dead Survivors and download game. Don't forget to bind your account you're using for game from Google or Facebook if you already there have account in game. And so just log in as Google or Facebook on Huawei AppGallery before you start playing games, so to continue progress of game. Thank you for listening, and thanks Huawei. Enjoying the video, gamers. Okay, so I wanted to tell you before we start, I wanted to tell you that you can check out my other videos of this great game, where are totally different tips and tricks that I describe you for your successful play of this game. So I plan to make many more videos about this really good made game, and they literally with new updates they improve this game very fastly, and it will be it is very interesting with every new update. So I advise you to check out my other videos with other tips and tricks, and I plan to make many more videos until I describe every part of this game. Soon I will make video with tips and tricks about restricted zone. I think I collected enough experience to make very good tips and tricks for it. Okay, so check out my other videos and let's get started with survivors. Okay, so first of all, as you probably know, you have formations and you put your survivors on your formations, of course. But first of all, I wanted to tell you that your formation number one, this one, so your first formation must be your strongest formation. So in first formation, put all your strongest survivors that are higher level or is there legendary. For example, this is my legendary. When I level up them, I will put them in my first formation. Why I say that? Because first formation is literally the easiest way to level up in research to get team of 2 and team of 3, and also it is less costly to upgrade square building. And as you know, by upgrading square building, you increase capacity, how many troops you can have in formation. So for example, this is amount how it cost me to level up this square, and for example this one is for formation level 2, and you can see it is increased in resources. So it is most easily to upgrade square 1 and to get very fast more troops in formation number 1 than other formations, because other squares, as you probably understood me, cost a lot more resources to upgrade them and to get more troops in those formations. And also there is something interesting, it is more easily and more cheaper to upgrade anything in for example Mark Q. So this is for formation 1. So everything it is cheaper to upgrade, especially team of 3. So I advise you to your formation number 1, first formation you get in game, to be your strongest formation. So for example, what I wanted, let's get back to that formation 1. So just put in formation 1 your best survivors, and eventually when you get legendary yellow survivors, then put them in first formation to they be strongest your formation, and you can use this formation for attacking other players and attacking higher level events, for example Woodbury Army or Abundant, so to attack higher level things on map. So concentrate to one of your formation be strongest and other of course less stronger. I advise you to second formation be less stronger than formation 1, but less, for example formation 3 to be even less stronger, and of course formation 4 to be the least stronger. So I wanted to tell you, then put also in formation 1 put your vehicle, because vehicle gives a lot boost to everything in your formation. So for example, as you probably seen, it give you boost for attack, health and defense in formation where is assigned that vehicle. So I advise you to put it on formation 1, which will be your strongest formation. Okay, I think I described this very good. Then what I wanted more to tell you, just to look on my paper if I didn't miss something. So for example, it is more easily, you will easily unlock information 1 team of 3, as you've seen probably here, team of 3 you can unlock very easily, while in formation 2 you need a lot of time to unlock team of 3. so eventually it costs a lot more to unlock everything in higher in other formations that is not formation 1. Okay, just what I wanted more to tell you. And also it is very important to level up your formations in that way. Just do I get informations. Okay, so it is very important this that I will tell you. To put your survivors in right row. Before it was very complicated where to put survivors, in which row to put. Now it is more easily with update, which is really great. They improving this game with update. With each update they making great this game even better. So before it was very complicated which survivor to put in which row. I mean, does it to be in front row or middle or rear, for example. And now it is just very easily, because when you click on survivor, for example, let's click this survivor, and here we are. You can see that he is best performing when it is put in middle. So always look for your survivors to see where to put them in right row, because it is very, very important because of his abilities, of course, to perform. And while we are here, I wanted to tell you, just a second. Yes, I wanted to tell you how I arrange melee fighters and sharpshooters and cavalry. For example, I like to put in front row melee fighters. As you can see by icon, here we are, it is melee fighter. Here we are, melee fighter. I like to put melee fighters in front row, and I want to put in second row, in middle crew, I want to put cavalry, and rear, of course, sharpshooters, so they fire from distance, of course. So you must put in front row at least melee fighters or cavalry. Do not put sharpshooters in front row at all. Trust me, it is proven very good tactic. So if you don't have enough, for example, melee fighters, you can put cavalry. It will do fine job, but it is very important to not put sharpshooters in front row, because as you probably understood the logic, they are behind. Sharpshooters is behind because they are firing from behind, of course, while melee fighters is for close combat, and also cavalry is for close combat. So they are not so effective when you put sharpshooters in front row. So just focus on putting melee fighters or cavalry. For example, if you don't have melee fighters, then you can put cavalry. It will do the fine job. Also, if you don't have enough troops, for example, melee fighters and cavalry, you don't have a lot of them, you can put, for example, in front row just melee fighters or cavalry, and in middle row you can put, for example, sharpshooters. It will also do fine job, of course. But I advise you to when you build your troops, I advise you to always build your troops. I advise you to put cavalry, to combine, sort to say, to combine troops, to have all kind of troops in your formations. But there is some trick. Some survivors gives boosts for certain fighters. It is not case with all survivors. Just few survivors that are combats, of course, for formation combat survivors, are only give boosts for some fighters. Okay, now let me show you what I mean. Let's go to survivors. For example, as you can read, you can see here what I'm talking about. You can see what boost he will give on which fighters. So for example, when you see all fighters, that means not just melee fighters or sharpshooters, that means on all fighters will get this boost of 3%. So, but there is some survivors that gives only boost for cavalry and also for sharpshooters. Now let's go to I tell you what I mean. And you must put those troops. So for example, I think
Let's kick some
Boyd.
ass.
Yes, Boyd is doesn't. He defender.
Ready for
And
anything.
here are Ziki. So Ziki cavalry fighters attack, as you can see, boost is for cavalry. So I advise you, you must put in such survivors like this Ziki, you must put cavalry in his row. So it is you can put melee fighters, of course, with him and sharpshooters, but it is very useful if you put cavalry as it is said here. Okay, so what I wanted more to tell you. So put in your formation the right troops and you will going very good in game. Then what I wanted more to tell you, to not making too much big this video. While we are here, just to look on my paper. As you probably seen, I can upgrade very much all my survivors, because as you can see here I have enough to upgrade this survivor Morgan, but I intentionally don't want to upgrade them because I'm waiting for event where you upgrade with medals, and when you promote them your survivors and upgrade abilities that cost medals, then you will get points and get nice things from those events. So that is the only reason why I didn't upgrade so many of my survivors, because I want to get those rewards in those events, as you can see. This is my way how I play this game. You don't need to play this game in my way, of course. If you don't want to wait, you can upgrade your survivors immediately. But rewards is very useful, and I have patience and no really big use to upgrade them all at the moment, but I would be a lot more bigger in power if I would upgrade them all. And I can upgrade them all. So, as I said in my previous videos of this great game, just wait for events, and to finish those events, just look for other videos. So I'm waiting for events to do everything in game, and eventually you will get a lot things to a lot parts to upgrade your equipments also, which is very hard to get those parts for equipments, and equipments is very huge boost give for attack and defense. I'm talking about this one. So as you can see, it gives very huge attack and defense. So that is my reason why I'm waiting for events to do anything in this game, like upgrading buildings, upgrading and promoting my survivors, then research and everything else, because as you've seen, equipments gives very big boosts to attack and defense and everything else in game. Okay, what I wanted more to tell you. So we're going to the next part. As you can see, I can upgrade in Forge. I can do blue. I will later do blue, and eventually to unlock purple. Yes, well, here I wanted to tell you that also putting equipment on your survivors will give you a lot power. Okay, then what I want more to tell you. Yes, so I advise you, while we are here, I advise you to finish as much as you can. For example, I don't want to pull this free transmission because I'm waiting for survival quest. So I advise you to, as much as you can, to per day, to pull these free transmissions, these short range blue transmissions. Why I say this? Because trust me, you will get very big very big amount of survivors from just free transmissions. But don't be fooled, you will not get legendary, and I think there is chance to get legendary, but I think I never get from short range legendary. I'm not sure that even short range can give you legendary, but it can give you, I think, purple maximum level, I think I get. But it is very important to use all free transmissions per day, because you will get a lot survivors that is good at harvesting resources. So for example, I'm talking about this one. So as you can see, I get a lot of them from just short range transmissions, and they are amazing at harvesting resources on resources site, and they are also good when you put them on some buildings like bullets. I will now show you. Always put all your survivors on bullets, because bullets will need you later, especially later in game. You will need a lot of bullets to upgrade buildings. So for example, as you can see, I put them all in here. It is easily okay. Survival challenge, radio, okay. So you can just put, as you can see, how much it will give you bullets per hour, I think. So just put your survivors on each of your bullet production buildings, because later in game you will need a lot of bullets. For example, let me show you. This is how amount of bullets I need for upgrading this. So trust me, just try to finish and take all free transmissions per day, because you will surely get very big amount, very many, you will get many survivors that will be very useful for example, mostly for harvesting resources, not for battle. You can get blue for battle. For example, this blue, for example, is good. If you don't have purple or legendary, you can use blue. This, for example, this one is for combat. So I wanted to tell you, here we are. You can see, for example, by clicking combat, which is good to put on formations. So combat, by clicking here combat, all your survivors that is in section combat is good for formations. So never put any, as you probably know, never put any survivor that is for development and gathering resources in your formations. Don't put them in any of your formation, because they're useless in attacking anything on map. Okay, then what I wanted more to tell you, then there is something just to see on my paper. Yes, chemistry. And I will tell you which crew is best and which is not. Okay, so let's talk about chemistry. Let's click here. And here we are, chemistry. It is relatively new thing in game, and it is really nice thing and interesting. So in chemistry, as you can see, it is very easily in game, everything is very easily described. You can see boost that chemistry will give you, and with which troops it will give you chemistry. And it is very important to put your right crew in chemistry to get that chemistry, because it is really worth to have chemistry in your formation. So for example, but there is some trick. So for example, if you have chemistry that have like this, for example like this, I have just 2 in chemistry, and I have this Shane. I also have this survivor Shane, but I didn't put him in formation because he is too low level for me. And I have stronger survivor, and it is a lot better. For example, I have Ziki and that one. So for example, Boyd is a lot stronger for me because it is higher level and have more stars. Then for example, if I put Shane, that will give me chemistry. So I intentionally don't want to put Shane until I level up my Shane, survivor Shane, and then I will replace Shane to get chemistry of 3. So I wanted to tell you to wait to you level up survivor that is needed for chemistry, and by the way, while you waiting to level up your survivor to be ready for formation, you can use some crew, some survivor that is, for example, in this case it is purple Boyd, that is also good, but it is bigger level and it is stronger than Shane, as you probably understood me, because he is lower level. So it is always better to use purple survivor that is stronger than to use legendary. So I hope so you understood me. I maybe confuse you. Legendary is the best survivors in game, but if it is lower level than your, for example, purple survivor, if it is very lower level, if it is closer to purple, then you can use legendary. But as you can see, my Shane is very low level, while my Boyd is very big level. So I will use Boyd until I level up and upgrade and promote my mine Shane to be very much strong. Why I say this? Because higher level higher level survivor can hold more troops. So for example, with I with Boyd, this crew purple, I can have this amount of troops, and as you can see, red number represents how much less troops I can have if I put this survivor. So for example, if I put this survivor, I can only get 900, but if I put Boyd, I can have, as you can see, amazingly 1300 troops. So that is why it is very important to put your strongest troop, even if it is not legendary, until you level, and even if you have legendary for chemistry of 3, so just wait to upgrade that legendary crew and then replace with to get chemistry. Okay, so I hope so I could describe you that very good. Then let's go to the talking about, let's talk about survivors. So for example, which survivor is good and which is not so very good. Okay, so one of the most important survivors in game, at least for me, is Bob, because he, as you can see, it have healing speed, then it have healing cost reduction, and most importantly because he increase hospital capacity. So that survivor is very useful, because you will building troops all the time, and more troops you have, the someone if attack your base, your settlement, your town, you will more successfully defend your base. So you need a lot of hospitals level to hold enough troops to they do not die. So if you have very big amount, so for example, if you have hospital capacity higher than your total amount of your troops, then I think none of your troops will die. They will just be wounded and got to hospital, and you can revive them and get them back, and you do not have to build again new troops. So this is very important survivor, and especially if you don't have higher level hospitals and this building, for example, this building guard tower, because guard tower, as you can see, protected idle fighters is very high. Okay, then we're going to the next, which is good. What I wanted to tell you, there is some tricks before we start. There is some survivors that can use their skills and to get instantly troops and to get instantly immediately to get resources. So it is not a big amount that you will get, and every 12 hours you can only get them. So by clicking here, use skills, you can see all those troops that will give you resources. So for example, by clicking here, this is amount of resources that I will get every about 12 hours. And just clicking here, clicking here, clicking here, clicking here, and all resources I will get every 12 hours. But most interesting is this crew that will give you troops. And higher level of these survivors that give you all these things will give you more resources and more troops. And last one, and now I have to wait about 12 hours till I get another all these nice things. So to get resources, I wanted to tell you that give you resources is Donna. As you can see, Donna, as you can read, instantly give you that. Then we have Donna, then Gloria. Come on, get over. Then Gloria also give you resources instantly. Then Sidic also to give you resources. Then Amy also give you resources, as you can read. So just you must get to know your survivors, which is and for what they are good. It is very well described everything in game. And also Corey give you resources. Now let me find that. Here we are.
You can count
As
on
you
me.
can see, it give me resources every 12 hours. As you can read, it will give me every 12 hours. And for troops, it give me Benjamin, as you can see, and you can see which amount you can get when you level up this, when you promote and level up this survivor. And then Benjamin, I said, then Maya, where it is? Come on. Yes, here we are. And Maya gives me this. Melee fighters every 12 hours. And Andrea give me, just to find her. Here we are. And she also give me sharpshooters. So as you can see, it is describing combat. Okay. So as you can see, they have this icon that, as you can see, this icon show you this blue icon around survivor, show you that it will give you troops every 12 hours. Okay, that part I think describe you. Yes, so other troops, other survivors give you various bonuses, for example, when assigning mid production. So other survivors are good. For example, some survivors are good for making bullets, and try to find them and put them, as I said, put them in your bullet buildings. And other survivors are resources survivors that are very, very good for harvesting resources on resources site when you assign them. For example, now let me show you what I mean. Let's find some resources site. Okay, this is occupied. Let's fast find some. Come on. And just click assign. And for example, you will see how much it will generate resources, how much it will take resources. So for example, as you can see, these survivors is very, very amazingly good in harvesting resources on resources site. As you can see how much big amount they can harvest resources. So that is it about survivors. Let's put this one.
No problem.
So that is it, what I wanted more to tell you. Yes, and then I wanted to tell you about this. I advise you to finish all tasks in Settlement Siege, and you can also find here to buy your survivors that you that you want. So this is very, very good good part to you get survivors, especially those resources survivors. If you haven't luck to unlock them, for example in short range transmissions, if you haven't luck to get them, you can just buy them here and eventually you will unlock all those survivors. As you can see, there is legendary, but I don't advise you to use too much this to buy survivors in this way, because there is interesting thing to save all your points that you get each day, and when it is here very nice survivor, you can buy all fragments and to eventually unlock and promote that survivor. So for me it is more useful to wait for good survivor that I'm using, for example information, and enough I will have enough to unlock them and upgrade them to promote them to they be stronger, because these survivors that you get here you will usually get also from short range transmissions. So that is my tactic, to wait here to get to appear very good survivor and then to spend all my coins to have enough to promote. For example, I need 450 to promote this void survivor. Okay, so that would be it. I already made too much big this video. I hope so this video was very useful and helpful for you, and expect many more videos about this great game, and check my other videos of this great game where I put totally different tips and tricks for a successful, of course, for a successful play of this great game. And that would be it for this video, and see you next videos. Bye.